What's up, everybody? It's Brett. I got a new guitar, and I wanted to take a few minutes to talk about it. And we're just going to go from headstock to strap button. We'll talk about some features and stuff like that. And then I'll go through and play some sounds and just sort of, I don't know, talk about another topic that is still kind of a sore subject for me, but whatever. I'll get over it. So this is a Music Man Silhouette BFR. That's Ball Family Reserve. Not the kind of instrument I typically buy. This is a lot more money than I usually spend on a guitar, and that's a big deal to me. So it's gotta hit 10 out of 10 for me to hang on to a guitar like this. And man, this thing, if it doesn't, it comes close. So anyway, without further ado, here's the headstock. It has matching silver sparkle. This is the best silver sparkle I've ever seen on a guitar. The typical Music Man 4-on-2 headstock with Charlotte locking tuners. It's got a poly finish on the headstock itself that ends at about the nut where it transitions to a gunstock oil finish. And you can see this roasted bird's eye maple, very nice. All the way down to this 5-bolt contoured neck joint that's just the perfect amount of girth down here to make playing up high on this guitar feel really good. It has a compensated nut, which helps for evening out your tuning between different chords. A mirrored pick guard that had some protective plastic on it that I was terrified of tearing off because I just knew this thing was going to turn into a fingerprint farm as soon as I did. And well, it's been off for a couple of weeks. I think it has turned out pretty damn good. It's not nearly as grungy looking as I thought it would be. So hat tip to Music Man and whomever in particular produced this pick guard. They did a great job on the functionality side. The pickups are mirrored too, which is super cool. They are super distortions in the back and front and a DiMarzio chopper in the middle. We've got a 5-way selector switch, single volume and tone, with these cool knurled knobs. The Music Man traditional standard tremolo with a gigantic brass block in the back, which is awesome. The tremolo cavity cover is not recessed, much to the chagrin of Mr. Henning Pauly, but we're not digging into this guitar and we're not putting any weird surfaces back there. So I'm okay with it. I think it's fine. I think the body is alder. They say lightweight alder. Although this is not a particularly lightweight guitar. It weighs probably about as much as one of my Strats. Coincidentally though, from nose to tail, it's like 2 inches shorter than a Stratocaster, which I think is pretty cool. I'm less likely to bang it on stuff, and you know, I'm about, I don't know, I'm a little hair shy of 6 foot, so I'm not super tall. Smaller guitar, you know, I feel like maybe balances out a little better on me. I don't know, it's awesome. So if I had to give this thing a rating out of 10, I'm going solid like 9.2, something like that. It's got some things I like. It's got some things I do not like. So everything I've mentioned so far, I'm absolutely in love with. One of the things I don't really dig is where the input jack is, because when you sit down with it, it's just right there. And if you're playing with it in this more kind of traditional classical style, sitting down, the cord is in a weird spot. So a 90-degree cable going through the strap really helps to mitigate that, but it's kind of a must-have, kind of a necessity for me. And if for playing on stage, I've got this like, I don't know, 10-footer. I'm gonna have to get something longer. I'm gonna have to buy a cable specifically for this guitar, which is kind of a drag, but whatever. Let's go through some tones and we'll talk about some more likes and more dislikes. Alright, so I'm just going to play some cowboy chords, and we'll just hear each pickup position. pickup, absolutely fantastic. It's perfect for the guitar. It's thick as hell. It sounds pretty good clean. I'm not really going to lean on this to be a clean guitar, honestly. If I need good, bright, sparkling, clean sounds, I'm going with one of my Strats or my Jazz Master or something. But it's serviceable, man. I mean, for a clean back pickup position, dynamite. All right, back notch position with the volume up. You thought I was gonna play G. I didn't do it. It's nice. It's a good sound. It's not the back notch position of a Strat. It's not spanky or quacky at all, which, you know, kind of breaks my Stratocastrian heart a little bit. That's one thing that I wish this guitar had. There was a nice, just, man, even if you play the back notch position of a Gem or even like a Kiesel Vader or something like that, you get the quack out of it. It's not here in this position on this guitar, and though it's a nice sound, I don't know. 5 out of 10. Back pickup is a 12 out of 10. All right, middle position. It's probably the most normal sounding middle position I've on any of the guitars I own. Maybe if I turn the volume down a little bit. You get kind of an acoustic imitation. I know this is House of Shred and I'm playing GCD. Lame, man. All right, next is the, I'm not warmed up, so I'm not trying to do any gymnastic guitar playing right now. The front middle position, I'm sorry, front notch position. So this one actually has some quack to it. I'm going to turn on some reverb and some compression and just kind of goof around. But you can kind of hear what I'm talking about. And you hear, yeah, I have a compressor going, but just how brick shit house solid everything on this guitar sounds. It's cool. All right, front pickup. So if I'm rating this position, I'm gonna give this like a 8 out of 10 because it does have some quack, and if it doesn't quack, it's going back. Front pickup. All right, some fancy shit, okay? The front pickup sounds nice. It's got a lot of treble content that you don't normally find or really think of when you are thinking about a neck humbucker. But it's because it's kind of close to the bridge, because this has 24 frets. This is sort of a compromise of sorts. So the neck pickup, I give it like a 7 out of 10. It's a really big sound, and it's cool, and it has kind of a secret weapon that I'll try in a minute. But it doesn't. It's hard to get it to do that fluty John Petrucci neck pickup thing, to the point where I was using the Marshall and I could not get it to happen, and I had to go to like the John Petrucci amp from, I don't know, Falling Into Infinity or whatever, and I had to go find pictures of his settings because I'm too much of a damn moron to understand how to set this thing up. So I stole his settings, and I actually got the front pickup on this thing to sound kind of like that. Not that I can play like him, but anyway. So that's that. I didn't rate the middle position because it's actually one I would use. I'm giving this like an 8. I don't use middle positions, middle pickup positions on any other guitar really, just by itself, like most people. All right, so let's go listen to some heavy sounds. I'm gonna go to the lead channel on this thing. You're right, you hear it making racket, but that's just because of the proximity of the guitar to the amplifier. If I am elsewhere in the room, you hear kind of a little bit of hiss out of the amp, but that hiss does not increase in volume as you turn up this amp. They really did a hell of a job at keeping this thing quiet. I think Mesa does a good job with that too. I have a triple rectifier that when the thing is roaring loud, you quit playing, chunk, and it's just dead quiet. And that is a road-worn, just battle-hardened, abused amplifier. And I don't know. Mesa stuff is great. All right, so I'm going to use a tube screamer for Keeks. Here's the back pickup of this guitar. I don't know. There's for a heavy sounding guitar, there's nothing I'm lacking in this back pickup sound. So I'm going to do a little drop D just to kind of goof around with some of those sort of things. Tube screamer. Loud, and I'm right next to the amp, so I quit playing with the tube screamer just set to kill going through it. It's making some racket. No big deal there. Anything between the back and the front position, I don't know, we'll go through it. What the hell? I'm turning the tube screamer out so it's a little clearer. Middle. Front notch. Maybe you would use those just for kind of, if you need a guitar sound that's a little weird, a little odd, and that isn't your full-on, thrash sound. Okay, yeah, they're cool. Anyway, but really we're probably interested really in the back pickup, full out, and front pickup. So I mentioned the front pickup didn't really do I don't know, it's hard to explain. Sounds a little weird for a front pickup. Let's hear it with some gain. So I'm going to turn on some reverb. Let's put on the tube screamer again, and I'm going to do some bad Petrucci impression. And you can hear that even with the sort of strange, suboptimal front pickup sound, it still does the thing pretty cool. So here we go. Not bad, right? I can't remember how to play Listen Over. I don't know. If I can't remember it, I shouldn't be playing it on a video, but Yeah, whatever, who cares? But, so anyway, it does, you do get that, the Petrucci fluty sound. It's awesome. It's really good. Back pickup again down low. It is, I don't know, it's killer. So we've gone through some clean sounds and some dirty sounds, and I've talked about just the characteristics of the guitar, the things I like and the things I do not like. Overall, the things I like far outweigh the things I don't. I think this is a fantastic instrument. The build quality is like, I've only ever seen it one other time, and that was with the other Music Man I own, which kind of brings me to the last thing I wanted to talk about, which was the Music Man Sabre in Honeyburst that I had for, I don't know, the better part of a year. And that guitar just had some things about it by design that I just did not jive with. The pickups themselves, absolutely fantastic. The sounds in that guitar, just beautiful. It is the most gorgeous guitar I've ever owned, and you know, had it not been for Ricky Medlock's menagerie of ancient Gibsons, including a 59 Les Paul, he put on my lap one time in the studio and scared the holy crap out of me because I didn't know it was coming. Hey man, check this out. This is a 59 Les Paul Gibson gave me. Get it off of me. But aside from maybe some of those, the Sabre, absolutely the most beautiful guitar I think maybe I've ever seen. Just a thick flame maple top. The flame neck was just amazing. The ukume that the rest of the body was made out of, the African mahogany stuff, beautiful. Finish is amazing, immaculate. The frets and everything just as good as on this guitar. I don't know. Visually speaking, just breathtaking. And sonically, devastating. Just, you know, the neck pickup was a little farther away from the bridge. It was only a 22 fret guitar, which I don't really care. I'm not really playing, you know, up here in C sharp minor, whatever, much anyway. It is nice to be able to just, you know, if I'm playing something, to be able to grab this high E or whatever. But, you know, other than that, I don't really have to have a 24 fret neck. I think I own two maybe out of my whole collection. But the thing about the Sabre that I could not get along with was the lack of forearm cut here. Where this guitar is very contoured, it's very similar to a Stratocaster, although it's got these like cool chamfers and stuff all over the place that are just beautiful. I felt like I was playing guitar with my elbow out in Swaziland, like, and I think it's the same reason I never connected with Telecasters, because they don't have a forearm cut. And I understand why Music Man might have done that with the Sabres, because it's got that like half-inch maple top, flame maple top that can't be cheap, man. And that stuff is not easy to come by. You don't want to cut that away, and then you end up with some little stripe of whatever is underneath it here. And, you know, that's kind of cool on some guitars. I think on the Vader and some of those cool more modern designs, I think that's a cool touch. But with a top that nice, you don't want to chew it up, and I can dig that, and I respect that. I got really emotional when I was boxing that guitar up to sell it. It was kind of lame, but I was like, man, I don't want to get rid of it. But this was really the other guitar that I was looking at when I was buying the Sabre, and it was either one or the other. I picked the Sabre, and from the minute I opened the case, was just blown away by how it looks. I've got it on video. I think it's on the channel. And when I opened the lid, I just clammed up. I couldn't say anything. It was that beautiful. And I picked it up and I started playing it, and it was like, I don't like this guitar. And it was more a feel thing, right? So we got looks, we got sound, we got feel. The feel has got to be there, because if the guitar feels good, Squier Stratocaster, right? Flat fingerboard. Some of them have big frets on them. They feel fantastic. I can get great sounds out of those guitars. A guitar that really is made out of incredible materials and made perfectly, you know, with the painstaking attention to detail, but if it doesn't feel right to me, I don't really sound that great on it. So anyway, this is the replacement, oh shit, that's expensive, you know, high dollar guitar in my collection that maybe will never see the light of day, which kills me to say that. Maybe if I have a really like important gig, maybe like a, you know, if it's going to be televised or something like that, or something like that, maybe we'll bring her out. But otherwise, this is going to live at the house, and I play it all the time. I play it every day. Absolutely gorgeous. If anyone from Ernie Ball Music Man happens to see this video on this tiny, tiny YouTube channel, y'all done an amazing job, and thank you for the attention to detail, for the masterful craftsmanship, the design, everything. I love it. There's some things about it I don't like, but again, the good far outweighs the bad. Anyway, if you've made it this far and you've listened to all this jibber jabber, thank you so much for watching and for watching other videos on my channel. Hit the like button, subscribe if you want to. You know, this is very early days for me. I'd kind of like to build this channel into something a little bigger. Not that I, you know, you know, some people have delusions about making a lot of money on YouTube. I'm not doing this for money. You know, I want to help people be better guitar players. I want to help people make more informed decisions about gear. And, you know, for me, I like watching videos of gear that I'm just sort of just want to drool over, you know, things I will never buy, but I still really dig them. And, you know, maybe I can do something like that here going forward in the future. Again, thank you so much. Have a good one, and cheers.